let's have some fun and look over this syllabus together. First is a little bit about me. Remember, no textbook is required for this course. Everything you need you'll find in the classroom. It's fully online, so everything's there online. These are the course objectives that are written here, and they're also included at the bottom of this syllabus. There are some prerequisite skills that are required before taking the course. Not very many, but a few. Now here is the crux of the course, the breakdown. There are 9 total modules, and there is no textbook required. All the study materials are contained within those modules. We have assignments and essays and a creative final exam, which is a final essay. This is the breakdown, and you can see this when you study the syllabus to make sure that this course works for you. The first module are some study documents, some introductory things, all of which are important and don't contain any fluff. I don't like studying stuff with a bunch of fluff either, so everything in there is very important. Then the next module is some basic writing exercises that are fun. I'm a creative, so I make those exercises fun to help get your mind geared toward scholastic writing. And so those exercises are there. Then you will be writing a narrative paragraph of your own, because not only is it important to understand scholarly writing, but it's also important to understand creative writing. There is room for both. The next one is the very first essay. It's very short, and it's called Birthday Babies, and it serves 2 purposes. 1, it teaches you how to research information, and 2, it gives you an opportunity to write the information into organized short paragraphs. Next is flash fiction, which is short fiction. Want to have a little reading included in the course, and of course you will have complete choice about what you read. I have several options, and you can read whatever you like, and if you don't like any of those, you can go find a piece of flash fiction on your own. Flash fiction is a complete story told in 1,000 words or less. Kind of fun, huh? Then is poetry and lyrics. In poetry, I do not teach iambic pentameter. I don't teach rhymes, verses. I want you to hear poetry. So this is a very short unit. I've included a lot of tutorials for you to listen to the rhythm of poetry. And then there's a very short exercise that you will complete having done that. The poetry unit is designed to be pleasure-centered and where you can hear the words and you can enjoy the beauty and the rhythm of poetry. Next is film study. You'll be watching 1 short narrative or pilot episode. That can be something from Netflix. It can be something from regular channels, as long as you can get access to that pilot script, which you can very easily and for free. Then you will watch 1 documentary, and for each one of those you will write a very short review. And the review will be talking about the bias which we go into in the course. Modules 7 and 8 include a choice. This is essay number 2, and you will either choose to write about a heroic archetype or an interesting essay that I call Dinner Party, which is where you would choose a cause that means something important to you, and then you create and fictionalize a dinner party where you would be gathering people together to pitch to them your support for this cause, and you of course want them to support the cause. So that's the purpose of Dinner Party. And I have information about both. Both come with a full set of tutorials where I actually write each one of those essays, and you can follow along and see exactly how it's written. And so either one of those are wonderful. I love them both. And then your final assignment for the course is a creative writing essay. And that is explained in the course, and it is, again, it's very creative, but it employs all of the work that we've done on prepositions, on how to write an essay, how to develop an essay about a cause or an essay about a heroic archetype. And now you're going to take all of that and apply it to a creative writing. And I find that to be very effective. Okay, so your weighted grades, obviously, this essay 2 weighs more than the review of a documentary, right? You can see that. So those assignments all equal 20%. A short essay, that birthday babies, is 15%. Your first major essay, which is number 2, is 30%. Your final essay is 25%. And then participation and discussion boards all combine together to make 10% of your grades. This is the good news and the bad news. First, if you fail to submit an assignment, you will have a recorded grade of -3 in the grade center. And in addition to the -3, which obviously calculates differently than a 0, you would lose 3 points from your weighted total at the end of the semester. So if you had a 71, but you didn't turn in an assignment, 71 would be a C. You would then have a 69, which would be a D. However, if you do turn in everything, you get all of your work completed, and you made a try at every one of the assignments to do, then you receive a 3-point bonus from your weighted total. So let's say that your weighted total was a 68, which is a D. But you tried everything. You did your own work, you worked in integrity, and you tried everything. Then you get 3 points, and that would make your final grade a 71. And that is a C. So it works both ways. I like to reward people for trying, and I don't like to penalize, but I like to hold accountability for exercises that are not. This is a little bit about plagiarism, and one of the only things I'm going to point out here, though I want you to read that on your own time, is, and this has happened unfortunately in the past, somebody submitted something, and I knew this person had some writing challenges, and the work that he turned in was absolutely letter perfect. And he said, well, you know, my wife typed it for me because I don't know how to type, but I told her what to type. And I said, yeah, we have a word for that. It's called cheating. So you cannot have somebody else type your work. You need to do it yourself. Now, there are dictation programs. There are all kinds of ways to type an essay or type information. So that's just a stickler for the district. It's a stickler for everybody. You know that. You know that it's huge in today's world. And, of course, there are plagiarism scans. And I'm telling you something. In the last 10 years, that young man has been the only time anybody has plagiarized. And saying, oh, gosh, I didn't know it was plagiarism doesn't work because everything's outlined right here in the syllabus. Overdue penalties. Now, remember, we're having a little bit of a change from the one excused late submission. Times have been rough, and they are rough. And I understand, as I have never understood before, the challenges of students who are trying to work, maintain a family, go to school, then go to work some more, then come back to school. I get it. So I want you to know that I will work with you on submissions. And I don't want to hear a 3-paragraph story. It's none of my business. I'm going to believe you. If you tell me you need a little extra time to complete an assignment, that's good enough for me. I believe you. I don't need to hear any of the details. Just tell me if you need an extra 24 hours. Do you need an extra 2 days? We don't want to go beyond 3 days, but I'll work with you on that. I'd rather have you take the time and get the work done knowing the challenges that you face as a student. Now, the only exception to that is the last essay. And that is because I've given you to the very last minute to turn in that final essay. And I have to get grades posted. So that's really important. I don't have a lot of discussion boards because I don't like things that are just busy work. I like a board that means something. So there aren't very many discussion boards. You have a large discussion board, which is the entire class. And then you have your cyber cafe group, which is just you and 3 or 4 other students. And there are some things for you to do as a group, not very many. And I want to make sure that those are all meaningful. And the importance of discussion boards is that even though we're an online course, we must have a live, vibrant course atmosphere. This is not a correspondence course. This means that the classroom needs to be alive, people need to be moving, and they need to be posting in real time with each other, right? So that's the importance of discussion boards. And then the disability statement, you can read if that applies to you. Financial aid, you can read if that applies to you. The only thing that I ask is that if you email me, that it's a very short email. I don't need to read a long email from you. I'm going to believe you. So if you need to write me about something, you can absolutely write a short email. If you write to me and tell me that you don't understand an assignment, I'm going to ask you to look at the assignment, watch all the tutorials. Every assignment comes with tutorials and instructions. And then let me know what words don't make sense to you so I know how to help you. And then we'll plan a Zoom meeting where we can talk about what parts of that explanation of the assignment was confusing, and we can get that ironed out there. But I need to be able to help you through it by knowing exactly what words in the instructions and the tutorials are confusing to you so that I can help you. We have the beautiful luxury of Zoom, and we can have Zoom meetings to discuss topics anytime you'd like. I'll be happy to set up a Zoom session with you. So let me know about that. But as far as the instructions for an assignment go, I need to make sure that you read all the instructions, watched all the tutorials, and then we can answer whatever questions are left over from there. Now we have some prerequisite skills, and remember that those assignments in Module 2 are designed to bring you up to speed in these prerequisite courses in case you're just a little rusty on some of those. This campus uses the Carnegie unit, and I think the point of this really is the class takes time. I know you're busy. I know I know everything. But I know that this course requires time. And you can't just fly into a module, see what's due, and go in there and submit it. I can see immediately that you didn't read the instructions. It takes time. You need to make yourself a nice cup of coffee or a lovely cup of tea. Sit down. Tell people that this is your study time. This is your private study time, and they need to give you some space so that you can study and be a student. And I think that's the point of the Carnegie method, is just to make sure that everybody sets aside time to study this course. All right, that's an overview of the